Hey teacher friends, are you looking for the perfect tool to use for your classroom to keep in touch with your parents every year? Well, I have a solution for you. Today I'm going to show you how to use Google Sites to set up a classroom website for your class this year. And on this you can include things such as your newsletter, contact information, field trip forms. The list could go on and on. You can use this as a one-stop shop to keep your parents informed this year. So today I'm going to show you how to set up your basic shell for your newsletter. For your website, and you can include as much or as little as you would like on your website. So here we go. We're going to be using Google Sites to do this. Google Sites is found in your Google Apps. You can see that I've clicked on my Google Chrome ball, and if you go over to your Google Apps over here, you can look for Google Sites. Mine is towards the top of my apps because I have used Google Sites quite a bit. It's right here. You may have to click on the More button to find yours, but you click on Google Sites and we're going to get started. All the projects I've made in the past show up, but I'm going to create a new site. So I will click on this little plus sign over here where it says create a new site. You can see when you hover over it, it says create a new site. If you've never used Google Sites before, you will have to start fresh. When you get to this point and you create a new site, the first page that appears is your home page. You want to give your home page a title. I'm going to call this Miss Alina's Class, since we're setting up a classroom website. I'm going to enter the same thing for my title. And here we go. And it's set with the basic background here, as you can see. So we're going to change the image to make it pretty more appealing. You can upload an image from your own computer if you have one, maybe a classroom photo, or you can select an image from online. Some automated options pop up here. You can scroll through and see if there's anything you like, or you can search online. I'm going to search for a school classroom photo. And try to find one that looks similar to my classroom, or just pick one of the provided ones. That looks good. It really would look good if you put a picture of your own classroom on there, but it's whatever you decide to do. And then I'm going to set up some sub pages. This is my home page right here. I'm going to go over here. You can insert stuff onto your home page. You can insert a text box, some more images. You can embed stuff from the internet or from your drive, but I'm going to click on Pages. And again, I have this little plus sign. I'm going to click on it to add a new page. For my new page, I'm going to title it Newsletter. This is where I will upload my weekly newsletter. Parents can just go online right here to see what they need to see for the weekly announcements. Now, as you can see, my newsletter image is the same as my homepage, so I'm going to change this just for fun to make it stand out a little bit so parents will know that they are not on the homepage anymore, but on the newsletter page. And again, I'm going to search. I'm going to type in news and see what pops up for pictures. I'm scrolling down to see, and these are great. They all look like newspapers or different types of news. But I'm going to see if I can get even a little more specific, maybe classroom news. I'm going to search for that. And that's just pictures of random classes, so I'm going to try newsletter. And I'm just showing you how I'm searching for various things so you can get the idea of how to search as well. There's different ways you can search, different words you can use to get more specific and get what you are looking for your website. I think I like this first one. I'm going to go with this first one and select it. So since it says newsletter on there, I really don't need the text newsletter, so I'm going to delete this and just have the image. It speaks for itself. So here's my newsletter page, and this is where parents can see the newsletter. So I'm going to show you where I click on home, and here's my home page, miscellaneous class, and here's my newsletter page, which clearly says newsletter. And then in a minute I'll show you how to load your newsletter onto here. I'm going to now go and add another page, and I'm going to call this page contact information, so parents will know how to get in touch with me. Now that I've added the contact information page, you can see that the newsletter image is still up on this one. So to set it apart from my newsletter page, I'm going to go to contact information and change the image for here. I'm going to search again. I like to make it specific to what I'm looking for. I'm just going to type in the words contact information and see what comes up. I like this one. Let's go with that one. See how it looks. Well, I don't know why it didn't change it, so let me try it again. I'm going to do a search, contact information. Select that one. Oh, it's failing to insert, so I must need to pick a different one. That one must not be available for right now for some reason. So let's just see. That looks good. I like this one. It's a picture kind of showing parents how they can contact me. So there's my contact information page. So again, I'm going back to my home page. You can see our class newsletter. This is where you can get the weekly newsletter for parents to see what's going on in the classroom and upcoming events. Contact information. This is where I will give them my email, Remind 101 information, how they can join, probably the school's email page or website page so they can see what's going on in the school, and any other contact information you want to give. If you want to give your phone number, the school phone number, the fax number, all that is good information to put. So we're going to see how to put stuff on each page. I'm going to go back to my newsletter, and under newsletter over here, pages, you can see the newsletter here. I'm going to go back to insert, and I'm going to insert something from my drive. So I'm going to search my drive here. Where I would have a newsletter. I'm just looking for something here that I could use for a newsletter. Since I don't actually have a newsletter myself, let's just say we'll do this. Let's pretend that's my newsletter here. I can insert it right here. I can center it in the middle, and now it's right there, and each week I can go in and change it real quick, or just keep adding to, and they can see newsletters from previous weeks and current weeks. Now I'm going to X out of that, and you can insert videos or different things here. You can just play around and see what else you may want to include. So now my newsletter is set. I'm going to go in now to my contact information page, And under the contact information page, I'm just going to enter a text box. I don't have anything saved on my computer as far as my contact information, but if you do, of course, you could just enter it here or insert it here from your drive or wherever you have it. So on my text box, I'm going to say phone, the school's phone number is this, fax. I don't know the fax number off the top of my head, so I'm just going to make something up. And email Odom at whatever your school email is. You may give your personal email if you do, you know, of course, you can make a place for that. Remind 101 information, text at, I'm making this up also, Odom class 2019 to 81010 or whatever it is that you do for remind. Oops, I misspelled 2. Just go in and delete and change that just like you would anything else on here. And again, any other contact information, if you want to give your home phone number. I don't always do this. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And then let's see, the school website. And anything, really anything else you think parents would need to know. That way, if they send you an email and say, hey, what's the school phone number? You can say, please contact or please check our school, our classroom website. If they say, you know, can you give me another copy of the newsletter for the week? You can say, sure, you can find one on our school, our class website. And that way they just get used to checking this one place and you can enter anything they need to know here. If you want to enter or add more subpages, you know, you might just have an other page for random information. Again, go back to pages, click on the little plus sign, enter a new page. Let's see, I'm going to undo that last action because I don't really want that. Or I might just have to delete it this way. You might not get to undo a page like that. So you can just click on the little bubbles here and click on delete. So now we have the basic shell of our website, our class website set up. At any time you can come and make changes to this, and all you have to do is hit this publish button up here and it will update any changes you make. So if you decide to upload a new newsletter each week and take the old one off, every time you click on publish, it will update it with the new one. If you don't click on publish, it won't update your new information, but it will save it on your workspace. So when you are ready to publish it, it's there. So I'm ready to publish this website for my parents to see and to give them the information at open house so they can know how to find our school our classroom web page. So I'm going to click on publish. And look, it gave me this name. It hasn't been used yet, Miss-Alina's-class. That's perfect. That's something that they can remember. So I'm going to click publish down here. If I don't like that name, I can type in a different web address and see if it's taken already. But that one makes sense to me. Sounds easy enough. So I'm going to click publish. So now my classroom website is published on the web, and I need to find a way to share it. I can either share it via email. If I already know from my parents' email addresses, I can click here and I can invite them by entering their email addresses, but make sure you change this just like any other Google Doc or Google anything. Change this from can edit to can view. That way they can't make any changes to your website for you. And then enter their email addresses. Or you can, let's see, let me get out of this. Cancel, there it is. Cancel, done. Or you can click on this little link right here. And this is the link. So you can copy this link and paste it. Let me pull it back up just to show you. You can copy this link and paste it into a Word document that you could print out and give with your open house packet, and they can go and look at your class site and bookmark it up here and save it as a favorite so they can have easy access to it all year long. This is just a great way to make life a little easier for you in keeping in contact with your parents. So I hope this has been beneficial for you. And if you have any questions, thanks so much.